Hey yo, what is up everybody? It is the King Hitman. I hope you guys are doing alright, and I want to go over these Dragon Ball Fusions units that are coming to global soon. What's interesting is I'm calling him Tiencha. I'm not using this name for at least another couple weeks. This is weird, but he's finally dropping on global Dokkan. I don't even want to say Yamhan. It makes my skin crawl a little bit. I can't even front on you, but whatever, right? So he's coming to global too. He never released. Let's get his release date on JP. He is one of the older SSRs like to ever be part of one of these collabs. Yeah, August 3rd of 2016. 6 year, well, 5.5 years later is that's insane. Like it's not serious. It's funny to me, but it's just insane. Now he's finally on global. All of it's dropping. Let's get into these units bit by bit. Now, first of all, I'm not going over the full details of these three units because you know what? You know what? I will. I will. So I'm gonna go over their EZAs, just the normal units, the normal TURs are dropping right now, and then their EZA sometime in the future. You know, global schedule is all over the place, so who knows? I'm gonna go over their details, and then I guess I'll just have this video covered on every surface, so I don't have to re-record it. Right? I feel like that would waste more time for everybody involved. So leader skill for Pinnich, his TUR crossover category 3 key 77%, obviously irrelevant. Super attack, he raises attack from one turn, he causes supreme damage to the enemy and lowers defense. His passive skill, training beyond time and space, he gives himself 3 key attack and defense 150%. He gets attack 120% when he super attacks, and he gets an additional, which is he has a medium. No. He launches a guaranteed additional, which has a medium chance of becoming a super. As you guys know, there is a difference based on how it's worded. So his link set. So first of all, his 12 key multiplier it's low, but it's not atrocious. Like when you're below 135, if you get a 130 key multiplier, that's unacceptable, right? Like it's too notable. But 135 for a free to play EZA isn't the worst, right? Like 140 is what a banner unit should be. 135 is fine. His link set it's weird, right? But at least he has Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, and then you can activate Shattering the Limit, the Innocence. Tough as Nails is not really a common link. And his categories are he's very limited, and their categories most people aren't running consistently. So at least he's helping teams that do need the help. And of course, Dragon Ball Seekers, it has at least it used to. Maybe it's outdated now. I should probably fact check myself, but it has a very free to play friendly roster, right? Like I find it funny that after all these years, we still don't have a Dokkan Fest lead for Dragon Ball Seekers. It's actually kind of odd. Like GT Trio is still the best leader for them, youth and crossover. Now his total boost is attack 450% when performing a super attack. I want to see what type of numbers he does. I didn't see too much on this guy. Now Tekka was just as bad as Pinnich, but at least he was a support unit, and they did factor more into that as he awakened. So he raises attack for one turn, lowers defense, whatever. Passive skill, attack and defense 150%. He gets an additional attack and defense 50% when there's another crossover category ally in the same turn. Crossover gets 25% attack and defense, and he has a 50%, a high chance of giving any and all allies 2 key and 25%. So he could in theory give, crossover category 2 key 50% on any given turn, right? Link set is so difficult. It's terrible, right? Like courage more than meets the eye on this. Like a earthling unit is weird for me. Hero, like come on. Infighter, not as bad, but it's still like, bro, it's Kamehameha is the only link that works for him. That's obviously, Shattering the Limit, Fierce Battle is just, they're the standard. They're the two main links in the game, right? Categories are also still bad. Like I said, he's an earthling. He does have Finnich's categories plus earthlings and Kamehameha, so he's on 5. I don't want to talk about him much longer. Now, my boy Tiencha. Been waiting years for this. The legend, the GOAT, the king of the game. Leader skill, attack and defense 20%. I suppose you could use this in like the punching bag event, but usually you want to go 33 or 35% if possible. Super attack greatly raises attack for 1 turn, it lowers attack, supreme damage. Passive skill, he gets start of turn buffs of attack and 100 and defense 180%. He gets an additional 80%, and he launches an additional attack, which has a high chance of becoming, or excuse me, a medium chance of becoming a super attack when he's super attacking if HP is 80% or less. So you do want to be a bit low. He gets an additional 6 key and an additional 80% chance. Oh my goodness, words today. Why I usually do this so effortlessly. He gets 6 key plus an additional attack 80%, and he has a high chance of performing a crit for 1 turn when HP is below 80%. So that first turn you're below 80%, he can go all out like that. Hopefully you get that crit, and hopefully you get the medium chance to super. He could triple super, theoretically triple crit, and I'm sure, and him being an easy, his stats, what are his stats? 12.5k is not crazy. A 140% 12 key multiplier is not the worst though. But yeah, he could theoretically triple super, triple crit. He's giving himself the 6 key, so you don't have to worry about his super. Greatly raise attack 3 times in that 1 turn and lower attack 3 times. Like, this is a perfect scenario for him, right? So it's not likely, but at least he has it. This is one of the worst link sets in the game because it doesn't work with anybody, right? Z Fighters, Infighter, Dodon Ray, Kamehameha, Fused Fighter, and Shattering the Limit. Categories are Fusions, Earthling. This is why I like him. On a very serious note, I gotta test him out, right? Like, I gotta see what he's capable of. But I hope he's good on Earthlings, even though his links are gonna be annoying, simply because that team is so thin, bro. It's so hard to build a competent Earthling team if you don't have like every unit at 79, 90, 100% of the dupe system. Time limit, fused fighters, and crossover and fusion, he's not really going to be needed on any of those teams, especially fused fighters, since it encompasses basically everything. Now let's get into the hype stuff. I've been waiting for this. Bulpan EZA. I like her, I don't love her. I'll get into why. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn on super supreme damage. Attack and defense 150%. She gets an additional attack and defense 30% per fusion category ally in the same turn, not including herself. She gives all allies 3 key when HP is above 30%. I like that, but I kind of felt like we're well past the age where you simply give key. I feel like, before she EZA'd, if you guys, that was her passive. She gives all allies 3 key when HP is 30% or above. For her to have been a dedicated support unit, you could have focused more on, feeding into that. Like, I would trade out, 30% of this passive right here just so she would give 3 key and 25% when HP is 30% or above. I feel like that's fair. She has a high chance of being super effective just in general, and she has a high chance of guarding all attacks. I love this. Now, I know most people don't like gambling, and I get it, but I kind of like playing the game by chance with certain units. Like, if you're not a unit that's imperative to the team, like for example, the new Super Saiyan 4s, right? Like, if they're super effective on that turn, it's a fact, right? Like, I can't play around with them having super, like, let's say they're turn 1 guard. I can't have that be like, oh, high chance to have guard on turn 1. Like, no. In Super Battle Road and the God event, we need to get into it. We need to know what we're getting into. But see, like a unit that's a support unit, a fun unit, a goofy unit, sort of like what these fusions units are. That's perfectly fine with me. Link set is alright. I mean, she's so old, I don't really need to say it. Her categories, she'll help peppy gals, but she's not gonna be the best there, just for obvious reasons. She benefits from fusions. Fusion team doesn't really need her because it's a key battery of a team, over in a flash everywhere, prepare for battle everywhere, fused fighter everywhere. Some more of these guys are getting shattering the limit, right? So you don't fiend for it there, but it's fine. Hybrid Saiyan, she can be nice for the 3 key, even though hybrid, I can't even say that because Hybrid Saiyans has some of the best support units in the game. Like, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm just using her on that fusion team and that crossover team if you go heavy with the the fusion type units, but not look, her 12 key multiplier is 130%. So you think she's gonna go crazy with that 210% buff she's getting with a full fusion rotation? It's all right. Like you're gonna be surprised she's not hitting as hard as you think. Karoly, I don't really like Karoly. They definitely held back mad hard when building Karoly, but super attack, supreme damage, a high chance of stunning. He gets attack and defense 260%. Karoly launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super. He gets 59% attack when the enemy is stunned. Link skill. Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Berserkers is not even a link to me, bro. No cap. I see Broly units with say Berserker, and I put a -1. Like I'll look at them as though they have half a link or they only have 6 links, and this guy has 6 links anyway. So because he's so old, right? Like this was his awakening. We were used to every unit having 7 links, but this guy, his link set would have been so weird back then. They didn't want to give everybody prepared for battle or shocking speed, so they kind of, I guess, they purposely held back. And now he's gonna suffer for it even more. So he basically only has 5 links, as far as I'm concerned. Fusion, crossover, and fused fighter. He's on too little. Like his teams are too few for you to have held back the way you did, right? I feel like you could have done more with Corolla. I don't know what it could have been. I don't want to, I don't want to sound like you could have gave him rainbow orb changing or something. You didn't have to be support, but you could have gave him rainbow orb changing. You could have give him. He doesn't even have key sufficiency. Do y'all see this? Like, he not only does he not have prepared for battle, he doesn't even give himself 3 key with this attack and defense. Like, it's very odd that they held. It feels like Karoly's underwhelming. When the enemy is stunned, Karoly gets 472% attack when he's super attacking. It is what it is. It's cool, I guess. I don't really. I'm just not impressed, man. Like I look at Karoly and I'm like, yeah, you're nice, but you're not mad nice. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be good enough. He's very very vanilla, right? Very vanilla. Pandel, I like Pandel personally. Pandel, supreme damage lowers attack and defense. Attack and defense 150%. She gives all allies 30% attack and defense. Gets an additional attack and defense 10% and dodge chance plus 7% per fusion category ally on the team. So I like that she's. I wish she gave 2 key. However, like I said, the fusion team is a key battery. So I'm not really tripping off that. But like say Bulpan needs it a bit more. Like she needs the attack buffs on top of the key. Like I said, the key is just not as prevalent or not as crucial, right? Like I'd prefer the statistics buff. Link set is weird for the fusion team, right? Battlefield Diva, GT is fine, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Infighter, Saiyan Lineage, yeah, you can make it work. Fused Fighter and Shattering the Limit. Categories, good for pretty much all of these. I guess Fused Fighter, you won't be necessary, but Hybrid Saiyan is nice. Crossover, Fusion, Peppy Gals, you are going to be missing out on that dodge chance. And then, if you're not building her in a full or at least half of a fusion team, like say 3-4 units or fusion, you will be missing out on a lot of what she does. Like you'll basically be taking this whole part out of her passive, and she'll be a very basic unit. But I do like her on that fusion team and the crossover team. Above key multiplier of 106 or 30%. I hate it. This is my personal favorite, like just cause Bardock, you feel me? But Barlot. But Barlot greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy. He randomly changes any type of orb to STR key spheres. He gets an additional attack and defense 30% per key sphere obtained. He gets an additional attack and defense 30%, and he has a chance of performing a crit plus 15% with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Barlot continues to get a high chance of launching an additional super with 5 or more key spheres obtained, and then he gets an additional 30% attack and defense and chance of performing a critical hit plus 15% with 7 or more key spheres obtained. Now, of course, you're not always going to be getting that 7, but I'd say the bare minimum is 5. Like, having the 5 is notable, but having the 7 is like, yes, you're gonna be obviously those are his single best turns, but the 5 of being able to raise your defense greatly twice with a high chance, you know, well, not literally high or not high in terms of a Dokkan sense, but like he increases his chance dramatically of getting that third hidden potential system super attack, like getting that extra one. That's why 5 is more what you want to aim for on every possible turn you can. And he's changing the orbs for himself, so I love that for him. His link set is also probably the best out of this whole setup, which is sad, but he's probably at the best link set. Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, two very good links. Saiyan Pride, for some reason, Barlot's not like I get it, but I hate it. Like he's not on Pure Saiyans or Goku's family. Goku's family I really don't get. But Saiyan Pride would be nice on some of those teams that you can finesse a Vegeta on there, right? Like just figure it out. Family Ties, Fuse Fighter, Experience Fighter, and Shattering the Limit. Shattering the Limit. Family Ties is a dead link. It used to be decent, right? Like TEQ Bardock used to share that with the very first LR in the game, LR Super Saiyan Tech Goku, but now it's a completely outdated link. 12 key of 140%. I hope I didn't hold you guys for too long. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to give my input on the units. Now let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for this EZA? I'm excited because Barla. I want to see how Karoly does. I don't expect too much of him. These guys aren't crazy. And then, you know, these 3 units, like I said, they're not easying yet. So they're going to be very trash. Like, you're not going to be worried about them for at least another couple weeks. This is a minor EZA set. Like, for a set of 6 units, this is very minor, right? Like, it's nothing insane. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, I loved making it for you. I hope you guys want to check out the channel. Maybe comment, give me your thoughts on how you feel. Consider subscribing if you do want more Hitman. That being said, the Hitman is out.